that Hikaru played Cinderov in the candidates and Mukhyiddin helped him to prepare. Now he plays the second himself, e4, e5, knight to f3, we have knight c6 and the bishop comes to b5, the Ruy Lopez, bishop a4, knight to f6 and d3 played. So Hikaru going for the d3 system in the Ruy Lopez, Mukhyiddin gets his bishop out to c5. And now bishop takes c6, d takes c6. Remember, you can't take the pawn yet because of queen d4. So Hikaru first plays the little move, pawn to h3. Madaminov starts to think now. You can also play, yes, knight d7. I was thinking we could also go bishop e6 to prepare knight d7. But he first plays knight d7 here. And now Hikaru can go bishop e3 he plays, offering to trade the bishops, and Mukhyiddin can take it, doubling the white pawns, but that allows Hikaru to get the open file for his rook. So he goes queen e7, a very logical move. If you take, I'll take back with the queen, or even with the knight. I mean, maybe both moves are fine. So Hikaru starts to look upwards. He's trying to recollect his prep here. I think he's just going for a very stable position and then take it from there, saying that I'm the better player and I'll outplay you. Hikaru goes knight to c3. Now this knight is a bit weirdly placed here because it can't go to d5 nor b5, but you can always transfer the knight from e2 to g3. Black castles and Hikaru castles as well. Madaminov has to figure out what is he doing with this knight. Generally, this knight would love to go to f8, e6 and d4. So rook d8 is a step in that direction. You're putting the rook opposite the queen. Knight e2 played by Hikaru. And now knight to f8 makes sense. Now Mukhyiddin taking his time. There are other possibilities as well. You can play f6 here to bolster the center, a5 to gain more space. He goes knight to f8. And now knight comes to g3. He's eyeing the f5 square. The bishop does control it for the time being. Mukhyiddin, if he goes knight e6, then knight f5 is possible. So maybe you have to think about it. g6 could be an idea, although I do think it weakens a bit of the dark squares, but it's fine, I guess. a5 is what Mukhyiddin is trying to play. Yes, he goes for it. Pawn to a5, gaining space on the queen side. Maybe for Hikaru, a good idea is to put the queen on e2. He goes knight d2. Bit curious about this move. a4. Mukhyiddin gains even more space, but I think Hikaru wants to get queen f3 and knight f5. I think that's his plan. Put the queen on f3
and then put your knight on f5.
Sagar Kaka.
So knight right now. Queen f3 played here by Hikaru. He puts his queen on f3. Now knight e6 to knight d4 is coming in. He plays his pawn to a3. b3 played here. And bishop to b4. The bishops are not traded, which means that Mukhyiddin wants to play on the dark squares with his bishop. The game gets even more exciting now. Maybe knight e6 is what you want to do. If you think about this position, white has a rock solid pawn structure. All 8 pawns on the board. g6 played. Not the best move. And beautiful move by Hikaru. He's going to switch the queen to g3 and then play the pawn to f4 and also start playing on the dark squares. This is looking promising for Hikaru now all of a sudden, and Mukhiddin has to think whether he wants to keep this bishop. Maybe he wants to trade it with bishop c5. Also on the clock, he has a serious time lag. He is just 20 seconds on the clock. So now bishop takes c5, queen g3 played, and that's very good. Hikaru is right now better. Knight c4 coming in, e5 would be weak, a3 is a bit weak. And Mukhiddin, look at him, he's down to 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh my god, he played it with 1 second. He plays pawn to f6. That was crazy. f4, good move by Hikaru, takes, and now knight takes f4. Hikaru playing confidently. Bishop takes e3, queen e3, knight e6. Mukhiddin trying to gain back the time, but how much can you gain with just 2-second increment? Knight e2, Hikaru trying to keep more pieces on the board. Mukhiddin goes rook f8. He's up to 6 seconds. He's playing fast. Hikaru has 1 minute 12 seconds here. Rook f2, a good move, trying to double here. Queen to c5, offering a trade, but d4, of course. Hikaru can play d4. If queen takes c2 here, knight c3 traps the queen. And this is going to be terrible with knight f3 coming up. So will Hikaru see this simple move d4 for him with 1 minute on the clock? I mean, Hikaru would definitely manage to see this move. But Hikaru doesn't see it. He allows Mukhiddin to take knight e3. And Mukhiddin down to 2 seconds again. Plays king g7, rook f1. Still white is slightly better, but Mukhiddin now has easier moves to play than with the queens on the board. h5. Gaining space on the king side. Hikaru calmly moving his king. Bishop d7. And pawn to b4 played. He goes b6. And rook b1. Rook to f7, trying to double down the rooks on the f file. And c4, Hikaru slowly gaining space. c5, b5 played. And now bishop e8 with just 1 second again. Rook b3. I mean, this position is very, very difficult to play against Hikaru. And Mukhiddin somehow managing to stay between the 3 to 6 second zone. Rook f1. Hikaru now down to 19 seconds himself. And look at Mukhiddin. He's playing like a machine here. With just 2 seconds or 3 seconds, he's making good moves. He's very zoned in. f5. Boom. What a move. Oh my god. Takes. Rook takes f5. Good move. King g1. He plays rook e5. Machine-like precision. Mistake by Hikaru. g5, another beautiful move, opening up the bishop. Wow, Mukhiddin on fire, and look at Hikaru. He's like, what the hell have I done? My position looks terrible. Bishop g6, knight g1. Knight comes to d4, attacking the rook. Rook goes back. Boom, takes a pawn. Hikaru is shaking his head. Another pawn bites the dust. And now Mukhiddin has even 10 seconds on the clock. Oh my god, he brings the rook in. Rook c1. Times have almost become equal. Now rook d3, another nice move. In just a matter of 4 to 5 moves, Hikaru goes knight e4. Black is completely winning. Another pawn lost. You are now 3 pawns down. Insane how this game has shifted. Look at Hikaru there. He can't believe what he's done. And Mukhiddin, what a hero. Playing on one side, managing to create this insane chances. Rook f2, attacking the knight and the pawn. Hikaru resigns. Mukhiddin Madaminov playing on that 1 second.